Browns fans, we have some breaking news coming at you, but before we get into it, this is why you subscribe to the Browns Report, so you can stay ahead of the curve, all right? So you can go hang out with your friends and not look like the doofus who had no idea about the latest OBJ injury news, and you're not recycling old information. So go ahead right now. Subscribe to the Browns Report. We've got you covered all season long. Subscribe today and join the Browns family. Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report. I'm your host, Matthew Peterson. The biggest story today, it's breaking news. OBJ is back for week 3. We have reports coming from an ESPN analysis. Jordan Schultz, here's what he had to say on Twitter. He hit us with a breaking emoji, so you know it's got to be legit. But actually, though, Odell Beckham Jr. will play Sunday versus the Bears, barring any major setbacks. That's probably just going to be one final test during pregame warmups. OBJ was a full go in practice today. We'll touch upon that more later on. I don't know if he's quite a comeback player of the year candidate, in my opinion. Those usually awards tend to go to quarterbacks. I think Dak Prescott or Joe Burrow probably ahead in that race, but regardless, that's what the reports say right there. I shouldn't say reports. That's what Jordan Schultz is saying right now. I do find it a little bit suspicious that some of the other Browns beat reporters aren't picking up and running with this like he is. So I'm in on it, but I'm not fully in on the bathtub. It's just a little interesting, that's all. But I do expect, that's my opinion, I do expect him to play on Sunday. I'm going to trust Schultz on this one. But here's the information. Reports saying, coming from Schultz, he's a good go for week 3. He's coming off that ACL tear that you've heard time and time again, going all the way back to week 7 of the 2020 NFL season. It'll be 336 days since the injury come this Sunday. So it's been, I don't know, you do the math, about 10-month actually, rehab for OBJ. About par for the course. Could have been longer. Some guys take a full year. Browns probably happier to get him back closer to week 3 than when the injury occurred in week 7. Now, here's the matchup for Cleveland this weekend. They're taking on the Chicago Bears at home. That's a 1 p.m. kickoff from First Energy Stadium. The Browns are favored by 7, over at 45. I'm going to be curious if that line changes. We'll get into that later on. But let me know quickly your one-word reaction to OBJ returning. Sound off in the comments. Get after it. Are you pumped, excited? Hell yeah. We'll even stretch it out to 2 or 3 words, a phrase. I don't care. I'm not the police of YouTube comments. Let me know what you're thinking down below. Now, here's what the depth chart looks like with OBJ back. Now, keep in mind, Jarvis Landry was placed on IR earlier this week. It is a little interesting that the Browns decided to waive Davion Davis and then move him to the practice squad just because they're a little short at wide receiver with Landry going on IR. I would bet some kind of move is going to come sometime soon. I'm not exactly sure. You got to talk to Andrew Berry about that one. But that's what the depth chart looks like. So everyone slots up a row with Landry out for at least 3 weeks, but it could not have come at a better time, all right? You couldn't afford to have OBJ and Landry out. Well, you probably could, but you don't want to, all right? So this is what the depth chart looks like with OBJ back and Landry falling out of that spot. He'll go all the way to the bottom, at least for the next 3 weeks. But once they're all healthy, wow, that is a top wide receiver core in the NFL. Browns fans, go ahead and right now and get on BetUS, all right? Use the link at the bottom, chatsports.com/bet. Plug in that promo code Browns125 for a 125% deposit bonus. And here's what I think you may be able to put some money on before Vegas catches up on you. Browns are 7-point favorites. They were 7-point favorites before this news was announced. I would imagine it would swing a little bit closer to Cleveland's direction of maybe up to 7.5 or even 8 points. I don't know if OBJ is worth 2 or 3 points. That's a huge stretch for a wide receiver. But regardless, you could gas him while you can at 7. Get ahead of the game right now. Check out chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Browns125. So here's the deal with OBJ. And now it's time for me to toss in my couple of 2 cents and thoughts here. All right. So one, this move isn't unbelievable, right? I mean, the news is not unbelievable. He practiced fully on Wednesday, was a full participant today on Thursday as we record this. When you practice, you should be able to play. So I'm not like, whoa, blowing my seat back here. kind of saw this one coming. Now, it's still going to be exciting because the deal with OBJ in Cleveland, it's been a little, I'm going to say, disappointing. I will say it, all right? It has not lived up to what probably Cleveland fans were hoping for and the Browns front office, but it's still early, all right? He's only played 23 games. I think that's the math. Yep, 23 games. But still, last year, he basically went down after 6 weeks, got hurt on the first throw from Baker Mayfield in Week 7. But 319 yards through 6 weeks, I don't know, you're not jumping off your couch right there. So I think they're looking to make a bigger leap in this season. Hopefully OBJ can put the injury behind him. It's tough to say. Anytime you tear your ACL, I think part of you is going to go away. But, again, I never torn my ACL. I'm not in the NFL. What do I know? But my question for you guys is, when will OBJ score his first touchdown? We're going to get the schedule up for you guys in just a moment. But I'm curious, when will it be? Could it be as soon as this week, Week 3, against the Chicago Bears? Or maybe looking a little further ahead here. Producer Jeremy, Week 4 against the Vikings on the road. Vikings don't have a good pass defense. Did you see what the Cardinals did in Week 2? What Joe Burrow did in Week 1? If it's not against the Bears, I definitely love the Vikings. Chargers, Cardinals, and then there's a big game against the Broncos. Thursday night game. That's going to be a fun one right there. So let me know. When will OBJ score his first touchdown? Let me hear it in the comments down below. I think it could be. I'm not going to go Week 3. I'm not going to go against the Bears. Jalen Johnson, the Chicago Bears cornerback, has been one of the best cornerbacks through 2 weeks so far. I suspect he'll be on OBJ, and so maybe OBJ needs one game of a tune-up, and then he'll abuse the Vikings in Week 4. Now, more analysis for me here. Please utilize OBJ correctly. Talking to you, AVP and head coach Kevin Stefanski, I think the Browns were on the right track last season, all right? Week 2019, not so much, all right? The stats last year were building somewhere, okay? Had a great game against the Cowboys. Still yet to really look like the OBJ that they traded a lot for. 3 touchdowns in basically 6 games. That's not so bad, but 23 receptions, 319 yards, it's not making my mouth water, okay? That's the deal right here. So let's play a quick game here. Over or under 1,000 receiving yards for OBJ this season. Give me an O for over, a U for under. He's working on a bit of a shortened season, usually 16 games in a year. He's only got, 17 this year. He's already missed 3. There's a bye. I'm not going to do the math, but he has plenty of time to get to 1,000. 15 games, producer Jeremy tells me. Well, I'm going to throw this at you, too. Big quick stat here. Browns have not gotten OBJ to 100 yards in a game since Week 6 of 2019. All right? If he's going to get to 1,000 yards, he's got to have a couple of hundo games. So keep that in mind. I'm hoping for over. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments down below.